The House will come to order. Members, please register. Have all members registered? Quorum is present. House and gallery will please rise for the invocation, which will be offered by the Reverend Eric Folkerth from Kessler Park United Methodist Church in Dallas, sponsored by the Honorable Rafael Anchia of Dallas County.
Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we come inside these hallowed walls where these elected representatives gather for work of your children in our state. Bless each of them, O God. Allow them to see past narrow partisanship and do what is right, especially for the least, the lost, and the left out. Break open the heart of these servants of yours and make them open-hearted toward all. For you, O God, are a God of grace and mercy and compassion. You have shown endless compassion to each of these servants. You know that they do not deserve their positions of power by being more wise or more gifted or more intelligent than other people. You know, O God, that they are here because of your grace. For it is your grace given to them through the families who support them while they're here. It is your grace, the grace of the educations they received, the careers you have given to them. It is your grace of their forebears, mothers and fathers, grandparents, and generations before, whose hard work, sacrifice, sweat, and blood allow these people to sit in these seats of power. None of them, no human being, O God, is self-made. We know you know this is a lie from the pit of hell, and that every one of us is here because of oceans of grace that have come to us, that benefit us. And we know, therefore, that you yearn for our hearts to break open in compassion, the compassion that your Son, Jesus Christ, reminded us of in the story of the wayward son welcomed home by a father without question or judgment, not worthy of being a son, but given that grace anyway. We know, O God, you want us to lead and love with that kind of compassion and empathy. We know, O God, that your Son, Jesus Christ, reminded us to love the beaten man by the side of the road, very likely there because of his own foolhardy mistakes, yet still worthy of compassion and love. That your challenging call is not to love those who deserve love, but even those who get themselves in their own mess. We know you want us to love and lead with that compassion and empathy. And, oh God, you reminded us how Jesus Christ did not fail to feed 5,000 hungry people who, again, by their own foolish choice, wandered far away from food. But our Lord and Savior fed them anyway, because you are a God who calls us to love the foolish and the unprepared. God, we know you want us to lead with that kind of compassion and empathy. Your Son, Jesus Christ, repeatedly taught us that those who sow judgment will be given judgment. Those who teach mercy and show mercy will be given mercy. And so, God, this holy truth comes to us that compassion and empathy are not sins or bugs or weaknesses, but by the teaching of your Scripture, they are your holy compass for us. Finally, oh God, each of these lawmakers has a hometown. And we remember how your Son gave us the story of he and his hometown. We remember how Jesus showed true leadership by speaking a hard word to his hometown crowd, not just telling them what they wanted to hear. That word you sent Jesus to fulfill, the word that made his hometown angry, is that God's love and grace comes even to foreigners. Jesus' hometown tried to kill him for this, but you, O God, saved him through your grace. And so, O God, give these lawmakers the grace to speak hard words to their own constituents, no matter what the cost. For this, as Jesus showed us, is true leadership. Open the hearts of these to the plight of common Texans, rural and urban, rich and poor, people of all races, nationalities, sexual orientations, economic circumstances. May we especially tend to the health, education, and support of children, especially the poor. May your servants in this room pass laws that broaden your table, because Texas has always been a place that welcomes all, wherever they're from, whoever they are. Let your grace and compassion then lead and guide them in the power you have given them that they wield in this room. In your holy and gracious name, we pray all of this. Amen.
The chair recognizes the Honorable Don McLaughlin of Uvalde County to lead us in the pledges of allegiance to the United States and Texas flag.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, guests in the gallery, please rise as we pledge to the Texas and U.S. flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, one state under God, one indivisible.
Chair will now hear excuses for absent members. Please excuse Representative Campos because of important business in the district on the motion of Representative Garcia of Bear. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Doorkeeper,
Mr. Speaker, I have a messenger from the Senate at the door of the House.
admit the messenger.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am directed by the Senate to inform the House that the Senate has taken the following action. The Senate has passed the following measures. SB 262, Perry, relating to the eligibility requirements to practice public accountancy. SB 370, Perry, relating to the availability of certain personal information of a child, spouse, or surviving spouse of a current or former employee of the office of the...
All right, the chair is pleased to recognize Dr. Erica Swegler from Austin as the Doctor of the Day. Members, join me in welcoming our Doctor of the Day. All right, Mr. Guerin moves to defer the reading and referral bills to the end of today's calendar business. Is there any objection? The chair is none, and it's so ordered. Chair recognizes Mr. Hunter for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the House grant permission for all committees and subcommittees to meet while the House is in session pursuant to their committee postings or recess motions. For purposes of this motion, committees and subcommittees scheduled to meet or reconvene today upon final adjournment or recess or during bill referral, if permission is granted, or authorized to convene upon adoption by the House, today's adjournment motion.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The motion is adopted. Members, please take your conversations outside the rails. As a reminder, we are convening tomorrow at 9 a.m. instead of the normal 10 a.m. time. Again, tomorrow, 9 a.m. Members, we have a memorial recognition. If you would, please take your seats. Chair recognizes Ms. Ward Johnson.
Mr. Speaker and members, I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up House Resolution 476.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none, so ordered.
It is with deep sadness that I recognize the passing of Ms. Tanya DuBose, who departed this life on January 30th, 2025. A passionate advocate for justice, inclusivity, and historic preservation, Ms. DuBose dedicated her life to uplifting communities and protecting her cultural heritage. Ms. DuBose was an advocate for preserving African American history and culture, and she was best known for her work in the Independence Heights neighborhood of Houston. She had deep roots in the community, where her great-grandfather was one of the early pioneers to purchase land in what became the first African-American municipality in Texas. A proud daughter of the Independence Heights community, she founded Preserving Communities of Color, an organization committed to safeguarding historic neighborhoods and transforming them into recognized cultural destinations. Her dedication extended across numerous organizations, including the Independence Heights Redevelopment Council, Blacks in Preservation, Harris County African American Cultural Heritage Commission, Oak Park Historic Cemetery Association, Ruth J. Simmons Center for Race and Justice Advisory Board, World Conference of Mayors, Houston Reacts, and the Emancipation National Historic Trail Initiative. She was also an American Leadership Forum Fellow and a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. But Tanya DuBose reminded us that our stories matter, that our roots are worth protecting, and that preserving our history and culture at its core an act of love. Today, I honor Tanya DuBose for her unwavering commitment to the Independence Heights community and beyond. Her impact will be felt for generations to come. May she rest in power, and her legacy lives on. Thank you.
Members, please join me and rise for a moment of silence.
Thank you.
Thank you, members. Chair recognizes Mr. Tepper for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider House Resolution 480.
Okay, members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. 480 by Tepper, recognizing March 12, 2025 as Texas Tech University System Day at the state capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Tepper to explain the resolution.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there an objection? The chair hears none and the rules are suspended. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker and members, H.R. 480 recognizes March 12, 2025 as Texas Tech University System Day at the state capitol. Where's my delegation? Come on. Yeah. The Texas Tech University System, led by Chancellor Dr. Ted L. Mitchell, comprises 5 institutions. Texas Tech University, led by Dr. Lawrence Skuvenek, is a Tier 1 research institution, the flagship of the Texas Tech University system, and serves over 40,000 students across 10 colleges and 3 schools. Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center, led by Dr. Lori Rice Spearman, has 6 schools that have trained over 42,000 healthcare professionals and awarded 24% of all health-related degrees in Texas. Angelo State University, led by General Ronnie D. Hawkins Jr., serves over 11,500 students and has the state's first regional security operations center. Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center, El Paso, led by Dr. Richard Lang, was established in 2013, has 4 endowed schools, and enrolls approximately 1,000 students. Midwestern State University, led by Dr. Stacy Haney, Stacy Haney serves over 5,300 students and is a key economic driver in Wichita Falls and partners with Shepherd Air Force Base, where I was once stationed, to expand educational opportunities for military families. Here on the dais, we have Chancellor Ted Mitchell, Ginger Carrick Davis, Vice Chairwoman of the Board of Regents and the first woman NASA Flight Control Commander, Regent Clay Cash, Regent Tim Cole, Student Regent Jad Zatoni. Members, please join me in recognizing the Texas Tech University system for its ongoing contributions to Texas and in celebrating Texas Tech University System Day at the state capitol. Move adoption.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. Mr. Moody moves to add all members' names to the resolution. Is there objection? Chair hears none. So ordered. I recognize Mr. Martinez for a motion.
And thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I move to suspend all necessary rules, take up and consider H.R. 498.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The rules are suspended. Following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. 498 by Martinez, recognizing March 12, 2025 as South Texas ISD Day at the state capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Martinez to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, today we proudly welcome representatives from South Texas Independent School District to the Texas Capitol to celebrate South Texas ISD Day. Since its founding in 1964, this district has been a pioneer in education, beginning as a residential school in Edinburgh for students with disabilities, providing opportunities that at one time were not available to them in public education. Over the years, South Texas ISD has evolved into a nationally recognized model for specialized learning, offering 7 exceptional magnet schools that prepare students for careers in health professions, science, global studies, and more. Under the leadership of Superintendent Dr. Marco Antonio Lara Jr., South Texas ISD has earned state and national acclaim, with its schools consistently ranked among the best by U.S. News and World Report and Niche. With 4 blue ribbon schools and powerful reputation for excellence, this district continues to transform the lives of students by equipping them with the skills and knowledge they need to succeed. Today on our dais, we are joined with Dr. Tony Lara, Larry Cantu, Marla Kanab, Eduardo Rodriguez, and Efrain Garza. As we celebrate today, let us take a moment to recognize educators, students, and leaders whose dedication and innovation makes this district a shining example of opportunity and achievement in Texas public education. Join me, members, and welcome South Texas ISD to their Texas House. And Mr. Speaker, I honorably move adoption.
Question occurs in the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The resolution is adopted.
Chair recognizes Mr. Anchia for recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Excuse me, for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to suspend all necessary rules to take up and consider H.R. 518, commemorating Children's Health ECMO Day at the State Capitol.
Members, you've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Chair hears none. The rules are suspended. The following resolution, the clerk will read the resolution.
H.R. 518 by Anchia recognizing March 12, 2025 as Children's Health ECMO Day at the State Capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Anchia to explain the resolution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members, and to all those members from North Texas, if you'd like to come up and stand. As Children's Hospital, while in my district, is such an important institution that provides services to citizens from all over the state of Texas and its Texas children. You might be wondering what ECMO means. It is extracorporeal membrane oxygenation, and it's a life support system for critically ill children with heart or lung problems. And since its founding in 1913, the mission of Children's Health has been to make life better for children. Its focus on high-quality patient care has positioned them as the best children's hospital in North Texas. And they're also the only pediatric hospital in North Texas to rank nationally in all specialty areas. Today in the House, we proudly honor the ECMO team at Children's Health, whose dedication to providing cutting-edge, round-the-clock care has played a pivotal role in critical care of children.
Members, could we have order, please? Please take your conversations outside the rail.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're honored to be joined in the House today by Olivia Solis, a very special friend and brave 6-year-old who received a heart transplant as a baby at Children's Health. Miguel Solis, former Dallas ISD trustees and Olivia's father, and we also have 2 medical professionals who continue to champion the mission of Children's Health, and that is Dr. Lakshmi Raman, Medical Director, ECMO Program at Children's Health, and Professor of Pediatrics at UT Southwestern Medical School. We have Marshall Stevenson, Vice President of Nursing, and Ricardo Medrano, ECMO Specialist. And in the gallery, we also have Dallas former Mayor Pro Tem Adam Medrano. So please join me in welcoming the ECMO team and their friends at their Texas Capitol. And thanks for your service to our state. Members, it is my honor to move adoption.
The question occurs on the adoption of the resolution. Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The resolution is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Wally and Sons for recognition.
Thank you, Speaker Guerin. Wanted to come up. This is a recognition on a previously adopted resolution, and those are the members that have Lone Star College in their purview. Would love to have you all join us in this special recognition. So any member, Mr. Speaker, can I get order for a minute? Can I get order for a minute?
Members, would you please take your conversations outside the rail?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Those members that have Lone Star College in their purview, if they'd like to come up and just stand with us in support of Lone Star College. This is a recognition of the previously adopted resolution that we recognized Lone Star College and the leadership of Lone Star College. And one of the things that, and before I do that, I do want to recognize all the families that are here. I know it's spring break, and I do want to recognize my two boys. Where they go? Joaquin, Armando, and our family friend Emma. All the kids that are here. I know it gives Charlie a little headache to have all the kids on the floor, so we apologize, Charlie, for having all the kids here. But you're a
That's
big.
all right. Spring break will be over next week. It won't happen again.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And so I just want to say thank you to Lone Star College and our colleagues that are here standing with us. We made history on the board recently. About a year ago, Chancellor Mario Castillo was inaugurated as the 5th Chancellor of Lone Star College on February 14th, 2025. Chancellor Castillo is the first Latino. Yeah. Chancellor Castillo is the first Latino to hold the position of Lone Star College. Since joining the institution in 2015, he has served in a number of prominent roles, one including the General Counsel, a Vice Chancellor, a Chief Operating Officer, as well as interim president of Lone Star College Kingwood. During his tenure as Chancellor, he has worked to prioritize student success, reshaping policies and procedures, and creating numerous scholarship and internship opportunities. Moreover, members, he regularly meets with students to offer career advice to those young people. I would also like to recognize in the gallery Lone Star College Assistant General Counsel Sonia Lopez, who's in the gallery, Trustee Mike Sullivan, Trustee Miriam Saldivar, Trustee Aisha Wilson, Trustee Daniel Mesa, and former Trustee Ernestine Pierce. And finally and lastly, I do want to recognize his family. Chancellor Castillo is here. Let's give him, Mario Castillo is here, and we want to give him and his family a warm welcome. And so I do want to recognize Mario, his wife Jessica, his daughter Amalia, and his son Luke. So thank you, congratulations, and so proud to be here and so glad that you're leading Lone Star College, one of the largest community colleges in the district. And actually, Representative Rosenthal, John Rosenthal, went with us. He helped us recognize him a couple weeks ago on that recognition. So thank y'all, and God bless you guys, and thanks for being here, and thank you, Chancellor.
Olivia to bang the gavel. Hey! Well Chair recognizes Mr. Longoria for a recognition.
Don't worry about it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I want to recognize a special lady from South Texas, Gabriela Garza of Edinburgh North High School. Gabriela is one of the most decorated young artists in South Texas. Her works have won numerous awards across the state and country. Her pieces have even hung in the U.S. Capitol. But more importantly, Gabriela designed the House District 35 Christmas ornament, which hung in this chamber over the holidays. Today, she's joined by her parents, Maria Garza, Julio Garza, Vianney Garza, and Raquel Garza. Gabriela, thank you for your amazing artwork and welcome to your capital. Thank you. She's awesome. It's your work. It's like phenomenal. Yeah. Like it's really
Chair recognizes Mr. Romero for a recognition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, it is with great joy and enthusiasm that I stand before you to recognize a Fort Worth legend right now on the south side of the building. Y'all go ahead and stand up. Members, I want y'all to welcome the music group Latin Express of Fort Worth in celebrating its 50th anniversary. Since 1975, Latin Express has been led by its founder, multi-instrumentalist Carlos Sainz. Raise your hand, Carlos. I wish I had my shades on for you right now, buddy. He started his career at age 12, playing drums in his father's conjunto band, Nicho Sainz y Los Alegres del Norte. His own taste ran more towards the Beatles, Motown, Sonny Osuna, and Carlos Santana. Richard Raymond here, this state rep, knows many of his songs. Influences would inform Latin Express, which he formed as a student at Northside High School. The group's first concert, a fundraiser for Spanish Club, raised $800, and 5 years later, he recruited his younger brother, Leo Sainz. Leo, where you at, Leo? Leo Sainz taught me, and I can say this, members, many of you probably don't know how to hold a microphone. And if you don't know, hold that microphone in your right hand or left hand if you're left-handed, and let that thumb hit your chin. And when it's there, everyone's gonna hear you speak, as you told me, Leo, with authority. Thank you, Leo. Latin Express continued to build its fan base and gain recognition over the years. And following the election of George W. Bush, the band performed at an inaugural ball in Washington, D.C. In 2008, it was inducted into the Tejano Roots Hall of Fame. And I can go on and on about all the greatness that Leo and Carlos did. But right now I want to say one thing that's been near and dear to my heart is all the young people that you guys have touched through the Science Music for Performing Arts program. Knowing that you, Leo, in your proficiency in so many instruments, you're the prince of Fort Worth, Texas, my man. With us today, we have Carlos Sainz, Leo Sainz, Marisa Sainz, Carlos's daughter, Joseph Christopher Rios, the guitarist, Esteban Sainz, Leo's son, playing trumpet, Cecilia Sainz, Carlos' wife, plays drums, and Rosalia Sainz, Members, please join me in recognizing and celebrating Latin Express 50-year anniversary.
Chair recognizes Mr. Raymond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, you know, when you grow up in a town of 1,900 people like I did in Benavides, down in South Texas, you don't have a whole lot of bands come and play there. But if you love dancing, and I love dancing, we'd have sound machines. And that sound machine many times had Latin Express, and I danced to so many of your songs so many times, guys. You're wonderful musicians. You're a great part of Texas history. And thank you for all the joy that you've brought to so many of us, not only Latinos, but to Texans, millions of Texans, and probably millions of Americans. Thank you, brother. Mi gente.
Chair recognizes Ms. Davis of Dallas for recognition.
Good morning. We have some awesome college students here today. If you would rise, we have Houston Tillotson and the University of Texas, members of the National Panhellenic Council here today. Thank you so much for joining us at the Capitol.
Chair recognizes Mr. Buckley for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speakers. Just want to make the announcement to all my fellow Aggies. We'll have the Aggie Caucus meeting upon adjournment today. We'll meet in E2 028 upon adjournment today. Look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.
Chair recognizes Ms. Diala for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, immediately upon adjournment from the House floor, we have our Wednesday Bible study, which will be at the Capitol Commission House Bible Study, room 3W9, just above us in the back hall. Come all and come humble. Thank you.
All right, members, the Speaker's desk is clear except for bill referrals. If you have any announcements, please bring them down front. Mr. Buckley moves the House adjourn pending reading and referral of bills until 9 a.m. Thursday. Is there objection? Chair hears none. The House stands adjourned.
the following bills and resolutions on first reading and referral to committee. The clerk will read the bills and resolutions.
HB 134 by Meyer relating to the location in which certain sales are consummated for the purposes of local sales and use taxes referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 135 by Button relating to the exemption from sales and uses of game animals and exotic animals referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 136 by Hull relating to the Medicaid coverage and reimbursement for lactation consultation for the Committee on Human Services. HB 146 by Guerin relating to the required approval of the State Preservation Board for certain traffic areas near the state capitol referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1501 by Tinderholt relating to the study of the feasibility of using seawater desalination process in Texas referred to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 1502 by Noble relating to the creation of the Child and Adult Protective Investigations Advisory Committee in the Department of Family and Protective Services referred to the Committee on Human Services. AB 1503 by Noble relating to the licensing and regulation of genetic counselors requiring an occupational license authorizing a fee referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1504 by Reynolds relating to authorizing the possession, use, cultivation, distribution, transportation, delivery of medical cannabis for medical use for qualifying patients for the certain debilitating medical conditions and licensing of dispensing organizations and cannabis testing facilities authorizing a fee referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1506 by Ashby relating to the issuance of a driver's license to carry a handgun to certain retired county court judges for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1507 by Ashby relating to the tuition and fee exemptions for firefighters enrolled in certain courses at public institutions of higher education referred to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1508 by Metcalf relating to the repeal of the franchise tax referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1509 by Hegland relating to the offense of a failure to stop a reported aggravated sexual assault of a child increasing a criminal penalty referred to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1511 by Hegland relating to the authority of a political subdivision to adopt or enforce juvenile curfew creating criminal offenses referred to the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 1512 by Hegland relating to the reporting of the number of children known for a reasonable believed or not citizens of the United States enrolled in public school and requesting reimbursement from the United States government for the cost of educating those children for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1513 by Wally relating to the location and operation of certain concrete batch plants for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 1514 by Schofield relating to the authority of the political subdivision to issue a debt to purchase Italy tangible personal property for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 1516 by Schofield relating to prohibiting the imposition of monetary fine or penalty for a violation of money services business terms of service agreements providing a civil penalty for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 1517 by Hernandez relating to the enforcement of municipal ordinances by certain constables or for the Committee of Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1518 by Bell Montgomery relating to the issuance of the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs of verified residential rental applications or for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1519 by Schofield relating to the election date for the authorization of the issuance of bonds for tax increase or for the Committee on Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 1521 by Curtis relating to the implementation of diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives by certain governmental entities or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1522 by Curtis relating to the notice of a meeting under the Open Meetings Law or for the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1523 by Curtis relating to the prohibition of authorization of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality of the use of Class 5 injection well for a certain aquifer storage and recovery project for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 1524 by Bella Montgomery relating to the certain definitions applicable to the Texas Fair Housing Act for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1526 by Gonzalez of El Paso relating to the study by Texas State University and expected effects of future climate change in the state and the preparedness of the state to address those issues. Refer the Committee on Environmental Regulations. HB 1527 by Elders relating to the tuitions and fee exemptions of public institutions of higher education for certain peace officers for the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1528 by German Hawkins relating to the licensing and regulations of certain legal paraprofessionals relating to an occupational license imposing a fee for the Committee of Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1529 by Goodwin relating to the production fees imposed by the Southwestern Travis County Groundwater Conservation District authorizing an increase in the rate of the fee. Refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 1531 by Howard relating to the definition of a facility for purposes of the workplace violence prevention requirements for the Committee on Human Services. HB 1532 by Cunningham relating to the creation of the Lake Houston Dredging and Maintenance District providing the authority of the issued spotter for the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 1533 by Button relating to the system of appraising property for the ad valorem tax purposes for the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 1534 by Campos relating to the procedures in certain suits affecting the parent-child relationship filed by the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services or for the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1536 by Craddock relating to the Rural Community-Based Pilot Program or for the Committee on Human Services. HB 1537 by Goodwin relating to the Licensed Professional Counselors Compact authorizing fees or for the Committee on Human Services. HB 1538 by Lilani relating to the authority of a police officer to apprehend a person for emergency detention in certain facilities and positions that temporarily detained a person with mental illness or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 1539 by Lilani relating to seeking a waiver under Medicaid to provide continuous period for eligibility under the program for certain children for the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women and Children's Health. HB 1541 by Lilani relating to the establishment of an advisory committee to study and make recommendations on services provided to the individuals with intellectual or developmental disabilities or for the Committee on Human Services. HB 1542 by Raymond relating to funding under the transportation allotment for certain education students, refer the Committee on Public Education. HB 1543 by Raymond, relating to the recovery of the Attorney General for the federal government for the certain border security expenditures for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1544 by Raymond, relating to the recovery by the state by the federal government for certain border security expenditures for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1546 by Raymond, relating to the reimbursement of fees associated with the issuance of special education certificate for certain teachers, refer the Committee on Public Education. HB 1547 by Raymond, relating to the exclusion of the market value for property of ad valorem tax purposes of the value of any improvement of any incorporated in an improvement made to the property if the primary purpose of the improvement of the features compliance with the requirements of the standards that address accessible design of the buildings or other properties facilities. Refer the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 1548 by Raymond, relating to the exemption for ad valorem taxation by certain taxing units of the portion of the appraised value of the residence homestead of the parent or the guardian of the person who is disabled or the person who resides with the parent or the guardian, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1549 by Heglin, relating to the restrictions on the sale of the obscene devices, providing a civil penalty, refer to the Committee of Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1551 by Heglin, relating to the notification of parents of students who are enrolled in public schools regarding certain alleged criminal conduct by an employee, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1552 by Paul, relating to changing the names of the offense for child pornography to sexual child abuse material and to updating the references to conform that terminology, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1553 by Toth, relating to reducing the school maintenance and operation for ad valorem tax purposes through the use of certain surplus state revenue. For the Committee on Appropriations, HB 1554 by Capriglione, relating to political subdivisions' authority to use public money and the provisions of legal services for the individuals unlawfully present in the United States. Refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1556 by Mooney, relating to prohibiting the transfer of semi-automatic rifles to certain recipients, creating criminal offense, increasing criminal penalty. Refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1557 by Moody, relating to the waiver programs for certain veterans provided by toll project entities, or for the Subcommittee on Disease and Veterans Affairs. HB 1558 by Goodwin, relating to the expression of breast milk in public buildings and providing leave for state employees for the donate breast milk, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1559 by Hernandez, relating to prohibiting non-consensual medical procedures and treatments on minors with intersex race, for the Committee on Public Health. HB 1561 by Hernandez, relating to the licensing of legal permanent residents on the county jailers of the Texas Commission on Law Enforcement and hiring those legal permanent residents of political subdivisions, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1562 by Hernandez, relating to the massage student permits, for the Committee on Licensing and Administrative Procedures. HB 1563 by Hernandez, relating to the release of a two-tier form listing hazardous chemicals that is in possession of a political subdivision in the state, for the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 1564 by Hernandez, relating to the maximum length of a train, for the Committee on Transportation. HB 1566 by Patterson, relating to the purchase of the acquisition of a title of real property by certain foreign entities, for the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1567 by Hernandez, relating to the eligibility for the unemployment compensation of certain employees who leave the workplace for care of a minor child, for the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1568 by Hernandez, relating to the placement and use of video recording equipment in child care facilities, or for the Committee on Human Services. HB 1569 by BC, relating to the eligibility of certain children of classroom teachers for enrollment in pre-kindergarten program, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1571 by Jones of Harris, relating to access and notification of protective order registry information, or for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1572 by Campos, relating to the mail theft and certain criminal offenses committed by an employee or contractor of the common carrier of the delivery service delivering mail, or increasing criminal penalties, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1573 by Jones of Dallas, relating to the school district policy regarding custodian workloads, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1574 by Jones of Dallas, relating to the medical use of low THC cannabis by patients with certain medical conditions, or for the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention and Women and Children's Health. HB 1576 by Oliverson, relating to a grant program for hurricane and windstorm loss mitigations and single loss residential property, or for the Committee on Insurance. HB 1577 by Plesser, relating to the eligibility for the exemption for ad valorem taxes of the residential homestead of the surviving spouse of certain first responders, or for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1578 by Morales Shaw, relating to the expectations to repeal to certain laws prohibiting abortion, or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 1579 by Guerra, relating to establishing the Texas State Seal of Bilingualism and Biliteracy for public health students, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1581 by Guerra, relating to the public school bilingual education programs, dual language immersion programs, and special language programs, or for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1582 by Alders, relating to the punishment of the offense of aggravated sexual assault, or for the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1583 by Hull, relating to the peace officer's notification of an emergency detention form for persons affecting a mental illness and retention of that form, or for the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1584 by Hull, relating to the creation of a list of priority facilities by electronic Utilities, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1586 by whole, relating to the exemption from required immunizations from school enrollment, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1587 by whole, relating to the sales tax exemption period for clothing, footwear, and certain school-related items, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1588 by Leo Wilson, relating to training requirements for certain public officials and candidates for public office, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1589 by Gerardis, relating to the required voter approval for the construction of the new toll project for the toll project entity, refer to the Subcommittee on Transportation Funding. HB 1591 by Metcalf, relating to the scheduling of the first day of school for students by school district, for the Committee on Public Education. AB 1592 by Plessy, relating to the alert system for dangerous plant and wildlife pests and disease administered by the Texas A&M Agricultural Extension Service, refer to the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 1593 by Compost, relating to the advisory committees to study suicide prevention and peer support groups in the fire departments in the state, refer to the Committee of Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1594 by Plessy, relating to the group health benefit plan coverage for early treatments of the first episode of psychosis, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1596 by Plessy, relating to the cost of living adjustments applicable to certain benefits paid by the teacher retirement system of Texas, for the Committee of Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 1597 by Plessy, relating to the county jailer and interacting with the veterans and criminal justice system, or for the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 1598 by Capriglione, relating to the establishment of a Bitcoin reserve of the state treasury and the management of the cryptocurrencies by the governmental entities, or for the Committee of Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1599 by Rosenthal, relating to the handgun safety course required by the transfer of a handgun, or for the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1601 by Rosenthal, relating to the prohibition, prevention, and remedying of certain discrimination, or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1602 by Rosenthal, relating to the prosecution, punishment of criminal offense relating to making false statements or reports to child abuse or neglect, or for the Committee on Human Services. HB 1603 by Rosenthal, relating to the authority of the Public Utility Commission of Texas to ensure the independent organization certified ERCOT Power Region the adequate reserve power to prevent blackout conditions, or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1604 by BC, relating to the public access to criminal proceedings, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1606 by Metcalf, relating to the notice provided by a retail electric consumer by the procedure for requesting vegetation management near transportation and distribution line, refer to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1607 by Metcalf, relating to the licensing plates and license plate windshield insignia issued for and displayed on a vehicle, authorizing a fee creating a criminal offense, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 1608 by Garcia Bear, relating to the adoption of Veterans Land Bank Program for the Texas State Affordable Housing Corporation, refer to the Subcommittee on Defense and Veterans Affairs. HB 1609 by Van Dever, relating to the prohibition of certain employee discrimination regarding an employee who is a volunteered emergency responder, for the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 1611 by Lujan, relating to the eligibility of a custodial officers in an employee's retirement system of Texas by juvenile corrections officers and caseworkers employed by the Texas Juvenile Justice Department, for the Committee of Pensions, Investments, and Financial Services. HB 1612 by Frank, relating to the direct payment of certain health care provided by a hospital, or for the Committee on Public Health. HB 1613 by Johnson, relating to making an acceptance of political contributions during a special legislative session, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1614 by Johnson, relating to the veterinary services provided by certain animals in the care of releasing agency, for the Committee on Agriculture and Livestock. HB 1616 by Johnson, relating to the inclusion of the mailing address of certain campaign treasurers and appointments in the reports filed in the Texas Ethics Commission, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1617 by Swanson, relating to exempting the interest rate manufacturer of the firearm accessory or ammunition from federal regulation, or for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1618 by Harris Davila, relating to the aquifer storage and recovery projects that transect a portion of the Edwards Aquifer, refer to the Committee on Natural Resources.
HB 1619 by Johnson, relating to crossing arms and buses to transport children, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 1621 by Lujan, relating to matching grant program for technological enhancements at hospitals providing mental health care services, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1622 by Berry, relating to making a permanent to the limitation on the increase of appraised value of certain real property for ad valorem tax purposes, refer to the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HB 1623 by Lauterbach, relating to the eligibility of certain foreign individuals or entities for a limitation on the taxable value of a property of school district maintenance and operations ad valorem tax purposes under the Texas Job, Energy, Technology, and Innovation Act, for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1624 by Pursuit, relating to the authority and local authority to install a temporary traffic control device on certain highways, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 1625 by Pursuit, relating to penalties of the offense of passing certain vehicles, creating a criminal offense, increasing a criminal penalty, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 1626 by Raymond, relating to a period in which an emergency educator's certificate is valid, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1627 by Raymond, relating to the bonus payment for classroom teachers employed by public school, making an appropriation, refer to the Committee on Appropriations. HB 1628 1628 by Noble, referring to the transfer of certain public school students who are children of peace officers, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1629 by Landgraf, relating to the fireworks sales of public to retail firework permit holders of certain counties, referred to the Subcommittee on County and Regional Government. HB 1630 by Lopez and Cameron, relating to the eligibility of social workers for the Homes of Texas Heroes Home Loan Program, referred to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1631 by Gomez, relating to the duration of a child's detention following a detention hearing and a study on the effects of the detention orders in a juvenile court proceeding, referred to the Subcommittee on Juvenile Justice. HB 1632 by Gonzalez of El Paso, relating to an exemption from sales and the use of taxes for animal food intended to consumption by domesticated animals, referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1633 by Gerdes, relating to the criteria considered by groundwater conservation districts before granting or denying a permit to permit amendment, referred to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 1634 by Lujan, relating to a tuition and fee exemptions at public institutions of higher education for certain students who are under the conservatorship of the Department of Family and Protective Services, referred to the Committee on Higher Education. HB 1635 by Oliverson, relating to the definition of emergency care for purposes of certain health benefit plans, referred to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1636 by Oliverson, relating to designating certain substances as Schedule 4 controlled substances under the Texas Controlled Substances Act, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1637 by Hull, relating to prohibition of glyphosate herbicides and certain food additives of primary and secondary schools, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1638 by Morales of Maverick, relating to authorizing certain cities to change the date in which their general election or officers is held, referred to the Committee on Elections. HB 1639 by Patterson, relating to a study increased incidence of cancer in female firefighters in the state, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1640 by Vandiver, relating to a customer guide of home solar energy devices, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1641 by Munoz, relating to the use of extrapolation by a health maintenance organization or an insurer to audit claims, referred to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1642 by Kane, relating to the expedited credentialing of certain chiropractors by managed care plan issuers, referred to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1643 by Oliverson, relating to the authority of the Harris-Galveston Subsidence District in North Harris County Regional Water Authority, referred to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 1644 by Oliverson, relating to the use, possession, delivery, or manufacture of testing equipment that identifies in the presence of fentanyl, alpha-methylfentanyl, and other derivative of fentanyl or xylene, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1645 by Leo Wilson, relating to the private civil cause action against local entities and campus police departments that violate certain laws related to immigration enforcement, for the Committee on State Affairs. HB 1646 by Lujan, relating to the amount of expenditure that may be paid in an emergency services district employee without board approval, for the Subcommittee on Regional Government. HB 1647 by Landgraf, relating to the establishment of theft of petroleum product task force, referred to the Committee on Energy Resources. HB 1648 by Button, relating to the establishment of a limitation in the total amount of ad valorem taxes that a county may impose on the resident homestead if the individuals who are disabled or elderly and their surviving spouses, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1649 by Kane, relating to the availability of certain insurance from self-insurance trusts or healthcare liability claims, referred to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1650 by Canales, relating to a special bill to review of a reform of final judgment of forfeiture of a bail bond, referred to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1651 by Schatzline, relating to a restriction on the sale or distribution of an abortion-inducing drug through an internet website, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1652 by Schatzline, relating to parental rights regarding cancer treatment for children, referred to the Subcommittee on Disease Prevention in Women's Children's Health. HB 1653 by Schatzline, relating to the prosecution of criminal offense or possession or promotion of child pornography, referring to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1654 by Canales, relating to the employment of certain peace officers, detention officers, county jailers, or firefighters who are injured in the course of scope of duty, for the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 1655 by Schatzline, relating to policy prohibiting public school employees from assessing a student with social transitioning into the loss of the state funding for a violation of public school, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1656 by Howard, relating to emergency detention by a paramedic of certain persons with medical illness for preliminary examination in a mental health facility, for the Committee on Public Health. HB 1657 by Cunningham, relating to the establishment of an education savings account program for certain children, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1658 by Cunningham, relating to access to public school library materials by non-enrolled students, for the Committee on Public Education. HB 1659 by Pursuit, relating to the payment of employment compensation to state employees, for the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1660 by Busey, relating to the licensing of certain educational professionals as licensed specialists in school psychology, referred to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1661 by Pursuit, relating to election supplies and conduct of elections, creating criminal offense, increasing criminal penalties, referred to the Committee on Elections. HB 1662 by Cunningham, relating to the grant program for public schools and regional education service centers to provide service related to educating students with autism, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1663 by Ashby, relating to the credit or refund for diesel fuel taxes paid on diesel fuel used in the state by auxiliary powered units or powered takeoff equipment, for the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1664 by Morales of Maverick, relating to the eligibility of certain retired or former district court judges for assigning as a visiting judge, for the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence. HB 1665 by Canales, relating to the payment of gratuities for certain employees, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 1666 by Canales, relating to the expunction of arrest records and files relating to certain nonviolent misdemeanor offenses, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1667 by Canales, relating to eligibility of certain first responders for workers' compensation benefits for post-traumatic stress disorder under the workers' compensation system, referred to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 1668 by Gerties, relating to increasing criminal penalty for the offense of enticing a child to the applicability of sex offender registration requirements to that offense, referred to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1669 by Hull, relating to the sale of raw milk and raw milk products in the state requiring a permit, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1670 by Leach, relating to a person submitting proof of citizenship to verify eligibility to vote in Texas, referred to the Committee on Elections. HB 1671 by Leach, relating to the establishment of percentage in the duty of to pay retroactive child support, including the duty to pay retroactive child support beginning on the date of the child's conception, refer to the Subcommittee on Family and Fiduciary Relationships. HB 1672 by Ashby, relating to the application of the Administrative Procedure Act to certain actions of the Texas Department of Motor Vehicle related to the Compliance Review and Safety Audit Program of Commercial Motor Vehicles, refer to the Committee on Delivery of Government Efficiency. HB 1673 by Schatzline, relating to the publication of annual financial statements by a municipality, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1674 by Kerwin, relating to the production, sale, and use of certain agricultural products containing perfluoroalkyl and polyfluoroalkyl substances creating a criminal offense, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 1675 by Campos, relating to the internet of certain cremated animal remains with certain human remains in a perpetual care cemeteries, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1676 by Hernandez, relating to the period during which an employee may file a claim for unpaid wages with the Texas Workforce Commission, refer to the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 1677 by Canales, relating to the investigation of municipal firefighters and certain municipalities, refer to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HB 1678 by Canales, relating to the collection and disclosure of certain public information, refer to the Committee on Delivery and Government Efficiency. HB 1679 by Jones of Dallas, relating to the study of Texas Education Agency regarding recommended standards for school district facility maintenance and custodial services, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1680 by Jones of Dallas, relating to prior authorization for prescription drugs, benefits related to the prevention of human immunodeficiency virus infection, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1681 by Button, relating to the applicability and sales and use of taxes of certain services provided in marketplace provider, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1682 by Morales-Shaw, relating to the disposition and use of the state's portion of civil penalties recovered in suits brought by the local government for violations of certain laws under jurisdiction or rules adopted or orders permitted issued by and Texas Commission of Environmental Quality, refer to the Committee on Environmental Regulation. HB 1683 by Canales, relating to the system of county road administration in certain counties, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 1684 by Hernandez, relating to the safety standards for private passenger van services that transport students to and from public primary secondary schools, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1685 by Oliverson, relating to the licensing regulation of physical graduates, physician graduates, and the authority of an insurer to select a physician graduate under the insured's health insurance policy requiring an occupational license authorizing a fee, refer to the Committee on Public Health. HB 1686 by Hull, relating to victims of sex offenses, sex-based human trafficking offenses or acts or sexual nature, and to that confidentiality or the restrictions on the availability of the certain property, material, or information regarding those victims' offenses or acts, refer to the Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence. HB 1687 by Oliverson, relating to the out-of-pocket expense credits for payments made directly by physician or healthcare provider by an enrollee of a government employee health benefit plan, refer to the Committee on Insurance. HB 1688 by Lauterbach, relating to the local option exemption from ad valorem taxation of all or part of the appraised value of the resident's homestead and certain peace officers, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HB 1689 by Gerties, relating to the use of certain groundwater export fees collected by groundwater conservation districts, refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 1690 by Gerties, relating to the application for a permanent transfer of groundwater of out of groundwater conservation district, refer to the Committee on Natural Resources. HB 1691 by Bumgarner, relating to claims or benefits of compensation for certain cancer brought by firefighters or emergency medical technicians, for the Subcommittee on Workforce. HB 1692 by Godin, relating to the prosecution of criminal offense of unlawful transfer of firearm, refer to the Committee of Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1693 by Canales, relating to the financial audit of certain open enrollment charter schools by the state auditor, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1694 by Canales, relating to the eligibility of school bus drivers and cafeteria workers for unemployment compensation benefits, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1695 by Canales, relating to the relocation, adjustment, and ownership of commercial signs, refer to the Committee on Transportation. HB 1696 by Canales, relating to adding a designation on the person's driver's license of commercial driver's license, indicating that the person is licensed to carry a handgun, refer to the Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, and Veterans Affairs. HB 1697 by Canales, relating to the management, operation, and contract authority of open enrollment charter schools, refer to the Committee on Public Education. HB 1698 by Schoolcraft, relating to the amendment of restrictive covenant applicable to certain subdivisions, refer to the Committee on Trade, Workforce, and Economic Development. HB 1699 by Fairley, relating to the disclosure of certain medical information by electronic means, refer to the Committee of Public Health. HB 1700 by Fairley, relating to certain records of health professional providing a telemedicine medical service or teledentistry dental service, a telehealth service, referred to the Committee on Public Health. HJR 101 by Metcalf, proposing a constitutional amendment to authorize the legislature to limit the maximum appraised value of certain commercial real estate for ad valorem tax purposes, referred to the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HJR 102 by Gervin Hawkins, proposing a constitutional amendment to authorize the legislature to provide an exemption from ad valorem taxation of the amount of the market value of the residential real property that arises from the installation of the property of certain energy efficiency related improvements, referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HJR 103 by Leo Wilson, proposing a constitutional amendment specifying the authority of the Attorney General to prosecute a criminal offense prescribed by the election laws of the state, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HJR 104 by Barry, proposing a constitutional amendment to authorize the legislature to make a permanent the limit on the maximum appraised value of real property other than the resident's homestead for ad valorem tax purposes, referred to the Subcommittee on Property Tax Appraisals. HJR 105 by Button, proposing a constitutional amendment establishing a limitation on the total amount of ad valorem taxes that a county may impose on a resident's homestead of persons who are disabled or elderly and their surviving spouses, referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HJR 106 by Louderback, proposing a constitutional amendment authorizing a local option exemption from ad valorem taxation of or all a part of the appraised value of the resident's homestead and certain peace officers, referred to the Committee on Ways and Means. HJR 107 by Landgraf, proposing a constitutional amendment protecting the right to engage in the exploration for the production or export of oil, gas, and other minerals, referred to the Committee on Energy Resources. HJR 108 by Goodwin, proposing a constitutional amendment creating a workforce housing fund to facilitate the development of affordable workforce housing, referred to the Committee on Intergovernmental Affairs. HJR 109 by Leo Wilson, proposing a constitutional amendment regarding certain organizational and procedural matters related to the legislature, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HJR 110 by Tepper, proposing a constitutional amendment requiring the filing of required political funding reports and personal financial statements to be eligible to hold certain public elective offices, referred to the Committee on State Affairs. HJR 111 by Shaheen, proposing a constitutional amendment establishing a limitation on the total amount of ad valorem taxes that the certain political subdivisions may impose on the residents' homesteads or persons who are disabled or elderly of their surviving spouses, refer to the Committee on Ways and Means. HJR 112 by Frank, proposing a constitutional amendment protecting the rights of parents to raise their children, refer to the Committee on Judiciary and Civil Jurisprudence.
Pursuant to a motion previously adopted, the House stands adjourned until 9 a.m. Thursday.